So reporters and journalists are beginning to confront Tim Walz on some of the ridiculously stupid things he said at the VP debate. And spoiler, it is not going well for him. I'm Vince with RTM News. Do us a big favor, folks. If you're enjoying the content, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Your subscriptions go a long way in ensuring we can keep bringing you content like this. So be sure to go hit that red subscribe button down below. And with that said, let's begin this video by just reminding ourselves that this is indeed real. Yeah, Tim Walz really did say that at the VP debate on Tuesday.
I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it. Look, the NRA, I was an NRA guy for a long time. They used to.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things that you just don't come back from. It's hilarious that people are trying to say, no, but JD Vance really lost the debate because they don't like his answer about January 6th. It's like, okay, you know, debates are made and defined by one-liners, and that's the one-liner that's going to absolutely sink you. But ever since, Tim Walz has been furiously trying to run away and just pretend like this never happened. Right after the debate, he visited a pizza parlor for a photo op in New York City. And take a listen as reporters tried to grill him on, why did you say you're friends with school shooters? Check it out.
Governor, you said you've become friends with school shooters during the debate. Can you clarify what you meant on that?
Can you clarify what you meant when you said you befriended school shooters? Why did you say you were in Hong Kong when reports say you weren't?
So he can definitely hear them. Okay, you can look at his ears. He does not have AirPods in, all right? He can totally hear what they're saying. He's not that far away. And you see him like pretending to look at the pizza. Yeah, Tim Walz is very intently looking at those slices of pizza. Oh, wow. It's totally fake and ridiculous. He is obviously scared and trying to pretend like he doesn't hear them so he doesn't have to answer the question. Just laughable. You cannot make this up. Now, on Wednesday, during a campaign event in Pennsylvania, finally Tim Walz tried to get in front of reporters and actually answer the question as to why he said this at the debate. And spoiler alert, his actual quote-unquote clarification was not any better. Take a listen.
Clarify the comments that you made about school shooters.
Yeah, and look, you got to see me. These folks know me. I'm super passionate about this. The question come up about school shooting. We're talking about everything except school shootings. And I sat as a member of Congress with the Sandy Hook parents, and it was a profound movement. David Hogg is a good friend of mine. You have seen me do this. I was talking about being people where there are school shooters, and I need to be more specific on that, but I am passionate about this. This one, for my wife and I, is just, as teachers, as parents, is so personal.
So the original question, let's remind ourselves, was basically, can you clarify the comments you made about befriending school shooters? Tim Walz's answer did not clarify it whatsoever. He didn't address it. And that's the funniest part, is because the obvious response is, well, look, I misspoke. I meant to say that I have befriended the survivors or the families of the victims of school shootings. You know, that is probably the truth, okay? Although some would make the argument, I don't know, maybe it was a Freudian slip, right? Maybe he really has done that. But in all seriousness, okay, that's all you have to say. But instead, copying after his mentor Kamala Harris here gives a total word salad that does not answer the question and is just digging himself an even deeper hole. I find it so funny. Take a look at John Fetterman here in the background. Even John Fetterman is like, this guy's screwing it up, man. This guy is totally full of crap. It is just freaking hilarious. Now, that is just one side of this entire situation, because let's not forget there was yet another catastrophic blunder that Tim Walz made at the debate, and it was when they asked him about the Tiananmen Square protests. Take a listen.
Governor Walz, you said you were in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protests in the spring of 1989. But Minnesota Public Radio and other media outlets are reporting that you actually didn't travel to Asia until August of that year. Can you explain that discrepancy?
Yeah, well, and to the folks out there who didn't get at the top of this, look, I grew up in small rural Nebraska, town of 400, town that you rode your bike with your buddies till the streetlights come on, and I'm proud of that service. I joined the National Guard at 17, worked on family farms, and then I used the GI Bill to become a teacher. passionate about it. A young teacher. My first year out, I got the opportunity in the summer of '89 to travel to China. 35 years ago, be able to do that. I came back home and then started a program to take young people there. We would take basketball teams, we would take baseball teams, we would take dancers, and we would go back and forth to China. The issue for that was to try and learn. Now, look, my community knows who I am. They saw where I was at. Look, I will be the first to tell you, I have poured my heart into my community. I've tried to do the best I can, but I've not been perfect. And I'm a knucklehead at times, but it's always been about that. Those same people elected me to Congress for 12 years. And in Congress, I was one of the most bipartisan people, working on things like farm bills that we got done, working on veterans benefits. And then the people of Minnesota were able to elect me to governor twice. So look, my commitment has been from the beginning to make sure that I'm there for the people, to make sure that I get this right. I will say more than anything, many times I will talk a lot. I will get caught up in the rhetoric. But being there, the impact it made, the difference it made in my life, I learned a lot about China. I hear the critiques of this. I would make the case that Donald Trump should have come on one of those trips with us.
Okay, so, I'm a knucklehead. In other words, translation. Yes, I lied about the whole Tiananmen Square thing. I claimed I was there during the protests when I was not, for simple political gain. I got busted for lying, and there's his little word salad answer where he basically admits to that, more or less, okay? Now, in this same little impromptu press conference where John Fetterman continues to look on utterly disappointed, take a listen as Tim Walz tries to address his clarification on this comment as well, and once again, it does not go any better for him.
Yeah, look, I have my dates wrong. I was in Hong Kong and China in 1989. That move from Hong Kong into China, it was profound for me. That was the summer of democracy. I said it's where I understood how sacred democracy was. It's what encouraged me, about 15 back and forths with my students, taking them to China to understand both, first of all, the culture, but also to teach Chinese students about democracy. That was part of it. I was one of the first group of high school students. There weren't a lot of times that there were high school teachers in there that you could teach in a Chinese high school. And so you've seen me. These teachers see me. I speak like everybody else speaks. I need to be clear. I will tell you that. But here's my whole point on that thing with China. I do understand China.
I just messed up, man. I'm a normal guy. I speak like everyone else speaks. No, you completely made up a story and lied about it for political gain. So that way you could further yourself. That way you could make yourself seem like a better person or a more noble human being or something like that. And then when you get busted for it, that's your excuse. Tim, a little news flash for you. I don't know how many ordinary people in this country can relate to that. Oh, haha. I too remember when I lied about the fact I witnessed one of the most consequential protests in modern world history because it made me seem better and it helped me get elected to very high office in this country, and I tried to manipulate mass audiences to get into power. I'm just like the rest of you, ordinary Midwestern Joe. What a ridiculous thing to say, okay? What an absolutely ridiculous thing to say. But with that said, clearly Tim Walz is not very good at answering this question. Let's take a listen to see if campaign surrogates like Amy Klobuchar can do any better.
So the question was about comments he's made twice now about saying that he was in Hong Kong during the Tiananmen Square protest. He was not. He acknowledged that. But this is the third or fourth time he said something that hasn't been true or it's been an exaggeration. Does Governor Walz have a problem with the truth?
No, this was a mistake. He was there that year. It was a few months off. And of course, there was much discussion at that time about what happened in Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, guys, it was just a simple mistake. According to Tim Walz, it was one of the most consequential moments of his entire life. That trip to China where he taught the Chinese about democracy. You know, I really think on the flip side, he probably learned an important lesson from the Chinese, which was how to, manipulate and lie and do political propaganda. Just saying. But yeah, once again, I guess the excuse is it was just an innocent misspeak. Don't we all remember the times that we fabricated stories of us being at historical events to get elected to office and manipulate people? Yeah. Okay. This is absolutely pathetic. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below. Do you think Tim Walz really hurt the Kamala Harris campaign by just blundering so badly at the VP debate? Let me know your thoughts. And until next time, I've been Vince with RTM News. Peace.